All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to today's live stream. We're going to take a look at both the crypto market and the forex market. We're going to start right away because I'm seeing some very interesting moves today. All right, welcome. So if you're new to the channel, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and like the video if you want more content like this one, live trading, live analysis, where I basically show you all the trades I'm taking and how I'm trading these setups I'm trading. And if you're not new, thanks for joining. All right. So we have, let me adjust the mic a little bit. So I'm first going to start off with Bitcoin right here, right? So we've talked about, we talked about how Bitcoin has been trading in a range here, right? And I remember having two levels in particular marked out here. I believe it was, this level right here, and then we had one level up here. What's up, man? What's up, man? Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is actually my first, my first live stream after my first live stream as a completely, independent trader. So not sure if everyone knows, but I left the Bubnest yesterday, right? So today is my first live stream, and yeah, it's pretty exciting, honestly. Like it's weird, because I've been with the Bourbons for like 3 years. I've been in the Nest Club chat, watching and helping guys out for like 3 years every day, and it's just me. It's me in the chart, which is pretty cool. Anyway, so I also like the fact that I can, do and say whatever I want, if that makes sense. Like I'm free to do whatever I want, which is, just adding to the freedom feeling of being a trader. So yeah, I really like that. Thanks, man. Thanks a lot. And like these comments, man, it's like, you guys make my day. It's awesome. I mean, obviously I'm not I'm not gonna have as many live followers as I had on the Bourbon's channel, because I have 1,000 subscribers here and I had 70,000 subscribers on the Bourbon's. But I like the fact of having my own place and having, I really do like the idea of having my own place. Anyway, so we were watching this level and this level, and I remember saying, I had a couple of bullish scenarios a couple of days ago, I think last week or maybe even beginning of this week. I mean, price actually moves quite quickly sometimes, so it's just days kind of get mixed up together. Anyway, so you have, like, I did say that if Bitcoin breaks above this level, we were looking at a couple of altcoins. Now, obviously, that that scenario is completely invalidated. And I remember saying in the analysis, I said, like, guys, it's a very low probability that this is going to work out. But that's the thing, right? Even if the ideas you find is low probability, you still have to have them in your calculation, right? And because of the fact that they were very low probability of playing out, we needed to see a proper confirmation, proper breakout, right, before going in, and we never saw that. So hopefully no one entered and followed that, right? By the way, guys, I went to a flea market. I bought a DeLonghi espresso machine. They thought it was broken, but it obviously wasn't broken. I bought it for $10. I think it's worth like 600 or so. It's amazing. Oh God, I love coffee. I drink way too much though. Like one espresso an hour is just not good for me. So what happened here is we never had the confirmation. By the way, the espresso trade, buying that one for 10, like, it's probably my most, like, looking at percentages and gains in percentages, is probably one of my most profitable trade this year. I'm not kidding. The market has been so shit this whole year. I think you guys can agree with me that shopping around on flea markets looking for espresso machines, it's kind of like a new thing. God damn, you can make a lot of money doing that. I mean, yeah. So I might be doing that unless Bitcoin breaks out here. So what we saw here is like a proper breakdown. We broke below this level right here, right? We broke below that level, and what I wanted to show you guys is an important level for me, which is the midpoint of the reload zone, which is the 0.702, right? So we have the 0.702 right here. And you can clearly see how that acts as a I also got some feedback on people wanting me to zoom in more on my charts. I'm going to do that. So you can also see the midpoint of the reload zone right here acted as some sort of support and resistance area right here. And you'll also see that if you go to 4 hour, you had a massive wick right here testing that level. And obviously it's a pretty decent support and resistance area, right? I believe you could put a box in here with the top being that wick and then the lows. And when you look at it from this perspective, it looks like a pretty obvious rejection after a break to the downside. So this would then be the breakdown candle, and this would be the first rounded retest of that level, which of course the first retest has the highest probability of seeing a rejection, which we actually got right here. Now the question is, will we reclaim this? It's all up to the to the markets right now. It's not up to only Bitcoin's price action. We have to look at the macroeconomics in the global markets. I don't really care about that, but I do try to monitor the risk on and risk off sentiment, right? Trying to look at the forex market and the crypto market to see if we can find anything interesting to kind of guide us in our sentiment analysis right here. And right now we are obviously seeing some pretty heavy risk of moves. I also want to look at the economic calendars right here, see if we can find anything interesting going on today. So this is actually the first time I'm opening up the chart. So I'd like to do this live streams in the morning when I actually start my market scan, so you guys get to experience the experience my life as a trader and my day as a trader, where I how I start and when I start and how I do it all. So first of all, I usually look at Bitcoin first, right? So I usually take a look at what's happening Bitcoin, and then I go over to look at the economic news calendar to see if we have any major news coming out today. And obviously we have the CPI data coming up from the European Union, which is basically the inflation rate, right? And then we have the ISM manufacturing PMI for the United States. I'm not really sure exactly what this is in detail. I know, however, that historically it has a high impact on the market, which means that any pair trading against the US dollar should be avoided around this time. And if you're a swing trader, you probably don't want to enter the day this happens, at least not before it happens. If you're a swing trader, you might want to enter 30 minutes to an hour after this event if your setup plays out. So today we have made a news event come out for Euro. Actually, I might have to reload this page because sometimes I get stuck on yesterday's page, but it's the right one. So this is, we got Euro and USD. So 11 Euro, USD at 1600 at 4 in the is it evening? Let's say evening. I'm not going to be trading around this time because it's Friday, and I don't give a fuck about the markets on Friday. I really don't care. I only want to barbecue, but I've been barbecuing like every day this week, so I don't know if we're going to do something different on Friday. Probably not. I hope not. It's up to the kids. Like for me, I got this fancy meat. I always have different types of meats and different types of marinade and shit. But kids, they only get hamburgers, right? And they're sick of hamburgers. So I gotta get figure that out if I'm gonna barbecue. I probably have to. I probably have to. Yeah, right. So it's Friday, so I can tell them, if we barbecue, you can get some candy. That usually works. All right, so Bitcoin, right? And we want to look at altcoins as well, right? So we are seeing Bitcoin, moving slightly to the yeah, I know, but sausage like the shit they eat is like, it's hot dogs, like, but it's not a lot of, like, it's just shit, man. It's just terrible food to give kids. Like, I don't want them to like fall and just die. I'm probably not gonna do that from a hot dog, but it's like, it's terrible. So, but we have this local place where we get all the meat, and they have like hot dogs as well. It's like, I don't know, like 90% meat, and it's like really really nice. But they don't eat that. Like they want that terrible tasting, smelling shit that's not even meat. It's just probably somewhere in the factory. They have a, I don't know, man. I should create a food podcast where we just talk about sausages all day. So because of the fact that Bitcoin is showing a rejection, we're probably also seeing some reactions on altcoins, right? So we're going to be quickly going through altcoins, and of course, I'm at current prices, at current levels for Bitcoin. I've actually started my dollar cost average strategy for Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I'm actually not that very interested anymore in going short Bitcoin and altcoins. I think we are right now in an area like a danger zone for shorts actually on altcoins and Bitcoin, because I do believe that sometime this year, I know it's still well, it's only like not many months left in the year, honestly. Like, time kind of flies, right? So I think sometime this year we are going to see a bottom on Bitcoin. We are going to see a bottom form on Bitcoin. I think the macroeconomics are going to change throughout this year, and sometime at the end of this year we are going to see something. Now, that's purely speculation. I really do not have an idea. I just think that might happen. So I do think going into this, like, my view on the MVRC score here, it's in the buy zone. The NUPL for Bitcoin is below capitulation. This is, in my opinion, where you want to start accumulating a long-term position on Bitcoin and some altcoins, right? Especially Ethereum. But so I'm rather inclined to start looking for reasons to go long on altcoins, that even if it's a relief rally. And by the way, the daily 50 EMA has now entered the reload zone, which is great, right? You look at the daily right here, you'll see the daily 50 EMA has entered the reload zone, where slowly but surely it's making its way down even further. And if price maybe dips down here, the 20 kind of goes down here, we start seeing a bullish market structure. 20 goes like this, we reclaim the daily 50, and boom, we have confirmation of a bottom, in my opinion, right? Break this trend line, blah blah blah, higher highs, higher lows. That's where I go, maybe even all in on Bitcoin, right? So we are in the area where I believe we are going to bottom out sometime in the next months. I don't know, like 6 months, I don't know, but this general area is where we want to be. By the way, guys, hit that like button if you like what I'm doing. I know I might be a little bit confused now, go all over the place, but honestly, I'm super tired. I woke up just not long ago, and it's been super hot here in Sweden. It's just like I can't sleep when it's hot, and I don't have an AC. I need to get one. So BAT right here, we're still looking for this on BAT, right? Because imagine if Bitcoin kind of does this, right? Imagine if Bitcoin does that. Well, it's going to send BAT, I believe, much higher, up to the 0.6 area. And that is a 50% move, 40 to 50% moves. I really like that, right? I really do like that. So I'm still watching BAT here. I still have an alert, but this is a swing trade, long-term swing trade. And let's go through the other list to see if we have anything interesting going on in the altcoins that we already watched. And obviously, the like I said, all the bullish scenarios and ideas that I had is obviously very invalidated right here. Theta kind of broke down completely. This is not even remotely interesting anymore. So I'm going to move that down all the way to the bottom of the second list. We got Sol, a little bit more interesting. I keep that. We got Comp. Well, you know what? Look at Comp. It's actually hitting the area we wanted to hit right now. So it's actually testing the reload zone. So you know what? Like, this is not looking too bad, but it's just weird going long on this because of Bitcoin. But I'm going to move Comp up to the below BAT right here, because if we do see something like this where we have a test of the weekly open and then a retest of the monthly open, we want to go long in the monthly open for a potential break above this trend line and a break in market structure. So that actually, like, Comp looks pretty decent, but honestly, my gut feeling says I should not be taking this trade because of the current market condition, especially not the way Bitcoin is looking. But this would be a decent swing trade, right? A decent swing trade. So we are going to be monitoring Comp. I'm going to have one alert below that last wick and one alert right below the weekly open, because remember, I want to get alerted when the weekly open gets hit, because if we have a rejection at the weekly open and then a confirmed bounce on the 50% fib or the monthly open, I'll go long, right? And also you can see here how the daily 20 EMA is confluent with the 4-hour moving average, the monthly open, and the 50. So it's a perfect confluence area right here. And you can also add a trend line right here. And you'll see here that this might be a break and retest of that trend line as well, at the same time as seeing a breakout rejection on that trend line, and then retest the trend line below, confident with that area, and then break above that second trend line. That's something along those lines, right? Sol is, well, you know what? Let's move that lower. We got CVC. Interesting. QTUM. Well, no, not a lot going on here. We got 1 inch. No seller. Nothing here. So right now, I'm let's go through this one as well. AVE, Algo. Atom is showing something. You know what? It's actually showing something similar as to comp. So let's move that higher. We got auto. Let's remove that one. I don't even know what that is. Litecoin, Tether. All right. So we have right now, we have BAT, comp, and Atom. BAT is supposed to be a long-term swing trade, while comp and Atom could, because look at comp, it's basically the same thing, right? Break above the monthly open, rejection at the weekly open, go long on the confirmed break and retest of the monthly open for potential breakout to either the highs here or that horizontal level above. So it would be, and it is also, you have a weekly, not a weekly, like a W pattern, a double bottom pattern right here, where the neckline fits perfectly with the monthly open and the moving average. So that looks quite well. I like that, right? So that's the altcoins we're watching currently. We're watching BAT, comp, and Atom. And now I want to show you something interesting in the Forex market, right? Also, before we go into the Forex market, let's look at the altcoin indices right here. By the way, guys, if you have any questions about anything that I covered today, what indicators I'm using, where you can find the indicators, blah, 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 anything, just let me know. The good thing with having a smaller channel and less people watching is I have the time to take care of all of your questions, right? So just let me know whatever's on your mind. Looking at the altcoin perp here, the altcoin index, I'm not really seeing a lot of interesting stuff here. So it looks rather not good. Let's look at which ones are looking best here. None of them. None of them. They both look terrible. They all look terrible, I mean. Now, this is something interesting, right? Look at this. Look at this. I'm gonna go to the orange list. This was a trade. I'm glad I closed this one at entry yesterday. Let's look at my trading journal right here. So this is a GBP JPY. Yeah, I closed that one. Closed that one on entry. I'm glad I did. Never really had any follow through. This one is gone. Let's remove all the levels here. So we have GBP, JPY, Euro CHF. So this one is obviously very interesting, and I'm gonna make a quick list here of coins that we are gonna analyze here, because like I do think I've seen some very interesting moves this week that I've missed. I've missed them all completely. Actually, my trading this week has been really bad. I'm definitely in a losing streak this week, but I'm only down like 2R. So with proper risk management, you can still like. So I have my last 1, 2, 3, 4. My last 5 trades has been losers, right? So it's not very often I have 5 trade losing streak, right? But they come along from time to time, right? But I'm only down 2R, so I risk 1% on each trade. So I should be down 5%, right? But I'm actually only down 2% because I managed to manage my risk in a way where the losses are minimal. So that's actually a great example of what risk management can do to your drawdown periods. Like you if you see clear signs of the setup's not working out, you should exit, right? You should be very impatient with your losers and very patient with your winners. Anyway, we're going to be looking at Euro CHF. We're going to be looking at not that one. I think it's AUD. It's AUD CHF, and it's AUD CAD. So we're going to be analyzing Euro CHF, AUD CHF, and AUD CAD, and I'm going to show you why these could have been very, very good setups and why I missed them. So let's look at the replay function here, right? So we have some type of horizontal level here, right? Let's just make a box here. I don't know, something like this, right? There's a horizontal level right here. We've tested it as support multiple times. There's been quite violent reactions to these levels. I mean, I like this one where it's like shoot straight up, and then a lot of tests right here, not as violent the moves here, but then it broke down. And what I'm interested in here is the fact that when drawing the fibs from that high to this low, you have the 50% here and the 618 confluent with the 4-hour 20, right? And if you move further here, you're going to see that we have, let's see the breakdown. Right, so we have right here, we have a bearish engulfing candle, right? You can remove that trend line. I don't think it's valid. So you have a test of the 0.618 right here. And you have a 4-hour bearish engulfing candle. Now, usually what I want to see to kind of increase the probability of a trade like this is I want to see a confirmation, especially when you have a low time frame support level right here, right? If this price action here did not exist, and if it was not no low time frame support level right here, I would just enter straight away here. But the probability of seeing this seemed quite high. So I wanted to wait for a breakdown. And when you had a proper breakdown, I would enter orders right here. Or around this area for a retest of that low time frame breakout area. Now, as you can see on this shot right here, we never had that retest. Instead, it just went straight down to final take profit. So what's the lesson here? Well, I'm not sure. I'm not really sure I made a mistake, right? But the lesson here, if there is a lesson, is the fact that when you have confirmation, and look at this, I mean, it's a 4-hour bearish engulfing candle, you have the stochastics RSI, bear cross, and everything kind of lines up, like everything really lines up right here. So when you have that type of confirmation, and perhaps because of the fact that I was in a losing streak, had 5 losses in a row, maybe that is also a reason why I didn't enter, because the trade, I would have entered the trade here. This would have been the trade, right? It would be TP1, TP2, and then TP3 down here. The average R of this trade would be 2.77. Now, remember I said, this losing streak has caused me to be in a 2% drawdown, which means that this winner would have put me back at break even, or even in profit, right? With a almost 1 hour profit. So that would mean I would have 5 losers, 1 winner, and in profit. And that's the beauty of risk management. You take a lot of small losses, and then all of a sudden, boom, you have that winner. This is not even a huge winner. It's only 2.77 R trades. It's not a huge winner, but it's still enough to put me back in profit. Now, even if this was only a 2-hour trade, I would be at break even. But then imagine if I had a 7 trade losing streak, I would not be at break even. I would still be a small loss. But then I had maybe perhaps two more losers, right? And then 1 more winner, and that would be putting me in profit. So over the long run, you see your equity go. You see your equity go down slowly and then up sharply, down slowly and up sharply, and that's because you wait for the bigger winners, right? This is a great question, and I'll show you exactly how I calculate my average profit or my average R. So my system is based on going long in this area, right? And I'm taking 25% profit here, right? And I'm taking 25% profit here. And I'm taking 50% profit at this area right here, which means that the zero, the area between, like the middle of this and this, is 50%, right? So 50% of, because 25 plus 25, you all know this, is 50, right? So right here is where I exit 50% of the position, and up here is where I enter rest of the 50%, right? So where is the exit point? If I exit 50 here and 50 here, obviously between this 50 and this 50. So somewhere in this area. And it's actually right on the minus 0.382. And that is the only reason why I have the minus 0.082. I mean, the minus 0.382 on this fib template, because I can then, let's say if I enter on the 50 with stops below the reload zone, all I have to do, because I know that this is my take profit strategy, right? So all I have to do is just move the take profit up to the minus 0.0382, and I know that my average exit of this trade right here will be 2.9. So that's how I calculate my average exit. Now, sometimes I'm gonna exit 25% here, 50 here, and 25 here. And then what you have to do is you have to use the fib tool, and I have a range tool where I've selected the 0, the 50, and the 1, and I'll use draw, because it's, remember, it's 20 here, 50 here, and 20 here. So I'll draw that one from the 20 to the other 20. It's 50 here, which means that the average exit point is between that 50 and that 50, which is then right above the minus 236, which then the average exit would be 2.4 instead of 2.8. So that's how I calculate my exits, my average R. That's why I always use the same type of position sizing. I always use 25 or 50 because it's going to be easier for me to actually find the average exit point. And it's very important, right? Because when I enter my trades in my journal, I don't select the take profit target for a trade as the last take profit. I always select the take profit target as the average R. Because if you see a setup like this is not a 3.7 R trade. This is not a 2% move. Nobody cares about the R to the last take profit. Nobody cares about that, right? I mean, you might see people have setups that looks like this, and you give me like, holy shit, that's a 19 R trade. Well, guess what? It's not a 19-hour trade. Maybe they have already exited so much down here, so they only had like 10% up here, which means that perhaps it's only a 5-hour trade. Now, 5-hour trade is great, but it's just, I'm just showing an example here. So if you see people on Twitter posting charts with setups that's like 20R, 30R, like chances are that, like, come on guys, they're not going to hold full position to 20R, so their average exit is probably going to be much lower, and that the average exit and average R, average exit price is the only thing that matters in trading. My coffee is getting cold. I really need to get one of the cold coffee. It tastes like shit. I need to get. Oh my god! I need to get one of those things where with heat. Yeah, things with heat is what I need. So that's the Euro CHF analysis, right? Why I should have taken this trade, but I didn't because of fear, most likely, and I wanted extra confirmation. Now let's look at the AUD CHF trade, right? Now here is a setup I've been watching, right? And it's very similar, very similar right here, where you have a horizontal support and resistance area. You broke down, you have a rounded retest of the confluence area, everything lines up, and then on this candle right here, you have a stochastics cross. So let's see if the risk to reward was favorable on entering. Now this happened at 3 in the morning, so I had no chance of entering this anyway. But if I was available, I would probably have entered this right here, because the average R would be 2.5, which is very nice. I try to always find trades that are above 2R, and if they're closer to 3R, that's fantastic, right? Works very nicely with my win rate. So that would be the trade. And the reason why I did not take this trade is simply because this candle closed at 3 in the morning, and I'm not drinking iced coffee because iced coffee, I don't like it. Like it's weird. I think it's really weird. People that drink iced coffee is weird people. I've never met a guy or woman, but mostly I'm mostly talking about men, I think, like that drink iced coffee, and they're like there's something weird about them. I don't trust them. I really do not trust them. It's like vegetarians. Like I respect everyone. I love everyone mostly. Slightly less vegetarians, but I still respect you guys, right? I really do. But it's weird. I don't trust people that drink iced coffee. You know, it's weird. For same reason that I don't trust people that thinks Bitcoin Cash or Litecoin is better than Bitcoin in a sense. Like I don't trust you. I don't trust you. Something wrong with you. Really, you did call it AUD CAD. Look at this, guys, because I'm actually going to be looking at AUD CAD. And this is just perfect, right? This is goddamn perfect. Ah, man, I can't believe I can't believe I missed out on this one because it closed at 11. It's a little bit too late, but I should probably have stayed up. This is the trade, right? This is the trade. The average on this trade will be 3, right? 3. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Beautiful trade. And TP1 and 2 would have been hit. This is last 50% down here. And it's amazing. It's just an amazing trade. So this is like a perfect example, almost perfect example of what we want to see. Now, this is also a good example of why you want to have like a, I don't know, like the trend line. Never mind. I don't really like trend lines anyway, so let's remove that one. Yeah, so this is great. Great. All right, guys, I don't really have time to do more. I do really appreciate you guys tuning in here to this quick 30-minute live stream. I got some stuff I need to take care of here, and my my partner's going to the hair place. Man, I'm losing words. The place for hair where you make your hair thing, hair place, hair house, not hair house. So I got to take care of the kids, and that's a challenge in of itself. Almost like trading. Got to manage your discipline, manage your emotions, be ready to take uncomfortable decisions, and yeah. Hair shop. No way, it's called a hair shop. Hairdresser. Yeah, it's hairdresser. Hairdresser. I was gonna say barbershop, but obviously she doesn't need to go to barbershop. Hopefully, I hope so. I hope she's not going to barbershop. Hairdresser. Yes, that's it. I could be making some money because it's super expensive. Like she goes there and she's gone for like a whole day. I don't know what the fuck she's doing there, but she's like, I'm going to hairdresser for a while. Yeah, see you in fucking, I don't know, like 8 hours. All right, guys, thanks for joining today. I would love to see all of you in my next live stream where I'm going to be talking less coffee, less hair, and more sausages. All right, guys, take care and see you guys in the next